Well, welcome back, friends. Welcome back to my hobby home. Welcome to our Saturday sew along, friends. We are doing our woodland quilt. I want to show you real quick and remind you what that looks like. That is what this quilt looks like. And friends, I think I got my light situation fixed. I put my other lights up. I did. So we shouldn't be having any flickering. We should be good to go. So what we are doing today is, I call it a square and a square because we're starting by putting one square on opposite corners. Then we're going to trim these down at 1/4 inch, press them out, and then we're going to do the other two corners the same way. So let's get into it, friends. How are you doing this Saturday morning? I don't know that I can say it's a beautiful Saturday morning for a lot of people. It is Friday night as I am recording this, but we have just had some thunderstorms roll through our way here. So I am pretty certain that these thunderstorms headed east or northeast from us. There was a lot of lightning in this storm, so I hope everyone in the line of the storm did okay, because I know my husband and I had gone to eat, and friends, on our way back home, man, the lightning was coming straight down to the ground. And I was telling, we were on the way home, and he was looking for car campers for me. He was trying to find something I could pull, and I kept telling him, honey, what I got's fine. What I got is fine. I can use what I got. Yeah, I'm using my magnetic light, and I'm having to get it straight. I did not have it straight. Well, I had it straight, but I bumped it after I did the first square on that corner. I was making sure I had it lined up, and I do now. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to get there. And if you're interested in the laser light, it does help you sew down the center. It helps you do the 1/4 inch on either side. Right now what we are doing is 12 of these blocks. I'm doing 2 blocks of each color. I have this bubbly color, then I have the yellow with the gold, then I have the yellow with the blue, all the different colors. Then I have this orange with the berries on it. Then I have the blue with the acorns on it. And then I have the black with the flowers. So we're going to be doing 2 blocks for each one of the colors that I have, or each pattern that I have. So I thought I would just get on in here and get these done the best I could, because I have an extra day this weekend, friends. I'm so excited. Nobody knows how excited I get when I have an extra day to sew. Except for now, we have been invited to go to a cookout tomorrow at my daughter's place, and I'm pretty certain that we're not going to get anything done. Or I'm not going to get anything done because of that. I still have my other garden beds to plant. We went and got soil today to refill those beds because, you know, every year the dirt kind of breaks down a little more in there. So I'm trying to talk my husband into us doing arches from our 2 short beds, so I can do pole beans on that and arches on our asparagus to a back bed, which has nothing in it now. It did have strawberries, but I took them out But I've got to spray for fire ants in that bed, because there is a fire ant bed in that bed. And I watched a lady that I've watched for several years now. Her name is Constance. She is the Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and she has been using this several years apparently, and she says it works. So I'm going to try it. I've gotten the things that she said she uses, and I'm going to mix it and try it and see if it works. But first thing I've got to do is get out there and weed my beds. We had put some cardboard under these raised beds before we started building them, and some kind of weed has got, it's a grass. I call it a weed because it's invasive and it's a pain in the patootie for sure. I've got to move this row of fabrics, but it's like a long piece of grass. It is technically a weed to me. It's not like St. Augustine grass. I don't know what it is, but it's a long runner on it, and it is like in the ground. I'm just going to have to keep pulling it out, is the only, because I pulled it out a lot last year too. But I don't know. I don't want that in there, and I'm not real sure about my asparagus bed. I need to top dress it again too, because I have one bed that has lost almost all the dirt it had in it. And I need to, rebuild that up, because it's down a good 6 inches in that asparagus bed. So I wasn't thinking about this when I put these pieces over here for me to be pulling from. Was not thinking about this, but I've got to trim these. So friends, 1 second, I've got to get things moved around and get this trimmed, and I'll be right back. Okay friends, we are back. We are about to start completing the other 2 corners of this square in a square. So hopefully it don't take that long to do it, because I've got some bad weather here right now. So yes friends, it is thundering out there. I can hear it thundering, and I know if it's thundering, it's lightning too. But I'm really liking the way the blocks for this quilt are turning out. Right now we have half square triangles, and we have hourglass blocks. I still have a little trimming to do on those hourglass blocks, but once I am able to get those done, which, guys, with that extra day, that's what I'm planning on doing, is getting some of the tedious work done, the pressing, the trimming. Who likes to do that? I don't. I've got to pull my fabrics back closer. They're too far away from me. But we are making quick work of getting our square in a square done. We're just putting these on. Oh friends, I just thought of something. in our little sewing circle. I'm not going to say which sewing circle, but we have some surprising news. I got told tonight, and I asked when I could share the news. And she told me within the next couple weeks. So guys, I know I'm giving you a cliffhanger here. So, y'all hang in there. Kind of be watching the news for, well, it's going to be on one of our pages. And I tell you what, next, on Friday when we do the Yuletide Sampler 2, may be able to announce it that day. So guys, y'all come along. And, oh, I did get the name Jacqueline Dejean. Is that the name? We will be doing a foundation paper piecing quilt for one of her quilts, a Be Colorful quilt. And we will be starting that in November. So guys, if you want to join us, be on the lookout for a pattern that you may like to do. Get the pattern, kit it up, or buy the kit. Be ready for us, because I'm excited about this. She is not particularly, or the type of quilt she does is not particularly something that I go to, and I was asked about it tonight, and I was like, but I'm so excited. I've not really been exposed to a lot of her quilts, so I didn't know what all she had to offer, but I have found a quilt that I'm really excited to make. And y'all will just have to stay tuned. I know Alicia and Tammy are probably going to be doing something that really intimidates me. These kind of quilts, her kind of quilts, intimidate me. But I am sure Tammy and Alicia are going to be doing something fabulous. Me, myself, I'm probably going to try to do something more basic, because it does intimidate me, because it is a large foundation paper piecing quilt. I have done foundation paper piecing, but on smaller pieces. And I really like foundation paper piecing. I really like doing it. But I've never done a whole quilt. So this is kind of scary and exciting all at the same time. I'm looking forward to doing it. I am keeping my eye out for a sale on the one that I want to do. So, because they are a little on the pricey side if you buy the kit. I'm buying the kit. Let me just say that. I'm buying the kit. It's just easier for me to buy the kit and not have to cut all the fabrics and stuff. Oh, y'all, I am hearing that thunder out there. I don't know if you can hear it, but I am hearing that thunder out there. I know my husband is probably in there going, why is she sewing during this? Because if I wasn't sewing, I'd be fretting. This kind of weather just makes me fret. And I don't like fretting. I really don't. I'm hoping I can get all 4 of the sides still in here. Well, what I'll probably do is get all 4 of them sewn and then get one of them trimmed out for you so you can see what they're going to look like. Because I don't want to keep you guys all morning or all day. I know you've got some fabulous things to do for this Memorial Day weekend. We are I'm thinking my family is probably going to be getting together. I know I've talked to my daughter about this. We're probably going to go to the Veterans Cemetery and, I'm not going to say to check on my uncle's grave, because he doesn't have a grave. He was cremated. So he is at the Veterans Cemetery. But just to go to pay honor to him. He is, he was my uncle my whole life. And he was a very special man. So we are probably going to go to the Veterans Cemetery. I think they already have the wreaths on the tombstones. They do that. They have people come and help put the wreaths on the tombstones, because they'll have a program, I believe. They probably will if the weather's not too bad. I was hoping to go see my aunt today, but as soon as I was walking out my house to go see her, I saw her pulling down the driveway. She was headed out, and it was kind of early. She was probably going to get her groceries. Aunt Betty, if you're watching, were you going to get your groceries? And another thing, when I call, answer. Answer your phone. You don't answer when I call. Yeah, my aunt probably is not hearing her phone. I bet the sound is not up on it, because I know when she goes to church, she probably leaves it in her vehicle, or she cuts the sound down on it. But she can't hear the phone very well either, so I was going to go check on her, make sure she didn't need anything, see if she wanted me to go get anything out of the house that she might have needed or wanted. We're still in the process of trying to move things out of the house. There is I'm not going to say a bedroom set, but there is a dresser and nightstand and a bed frame that we are going to be getting for my grandson. But the dresser and nightstand was given to my older sister by my great aunt. I'm trying to think, was it my great aunt? Because it was my daddy's aunt. And so we're going to go get that for my grandson. I've got a marble top table that I'm supposed to be getting, but I've got to get rid of something of mine to bring it in my house. And the reason I'm getting that is because that was in my grandmother's house my whole life. Growing up, my grandmother had this table in her house. So what I've been trying to do is get rid of some things in my house so I can add things of my aunts and my grandmas in here. So when I turn back to dust, my kids will have family heirlooms to get. Not a lot of people pass down furniture and stuff from their family, but we have, I have a bed frame myself that was my great grandparents' bed frame. And it was during the time where they didn't do the wood bed frames because of bed bugs. It's a wrought iron bed frame. Beautiful. Love it. It's a beautiful bed. But I call it a steamboat bed because it's got poles on it that looks like a steamboat. but one of the poles came off and it was in a shed. And I don't know what has happened to that pole, because when I moved, it just wasn't with the bed. It just needed to be re-welded. There was several things on that bed that needed to be re-welded. But friends, here we are. We've got our square and a squares done. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the time to trim these apart, cut them apart, then trim them, and then press a few of them out so you can see what they look like. So friends, in just a moment, I will be right back. Okay, friends, I now have a couple blocks done here. So on your square and a square, don't forget to trim down 2 sides, and you can use your center points here to center it up on your ruler. I don't know exactly. I can look and tell what size they're supposed to be, but I'm not going to say. But just use those to get them trimmed up, squared up good, because that'll make everything work right on the pattern. So friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little video on our square and a squares for our woodland quilt. I hope you're enjoying this quilt. We are going to probably be assembling next Saturday. So that is the last Saturday of the month. So guys, tie up how much you can, however much you can. I'm going to try to get enough of it done so when we come together next Saturday, we are able to be assembling blocks together. So friends, thank you so much for joining me once again. I truly appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your busy day to stop in here with me and see what I have going on and to sew along with me. Please give me a thumbs up before you head out. If you have not yet subscribed, please do make sure to click that notification bell so you don't miss a thing that we have going on here. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.